Each year, millions of sardines are caught and processed into canned products to meet global demand. In 2024, the canned sardine market was valued at around $9 billion. In this video, we'll explore how millions of sardines are caught and processed in factory. Sardine fishing starts at the harbor, with the best time to catch them being at dusk, when sardines follow their shoals to the surface. Fishermen set out to sea in boats, searching for schools of sardines that gather in coastal waters. In the past, fishermen relied on seagulls and surface bubbles as clues to locate the fish. Today, modern technology has revolutionized the process. Boats are equipped with sonar devices that emit audio signals into the water. These signals bounce back if they detect something beneath the boat, helping fishermen locate sardines with greater accuracy and efficiency. When fishermen discover a school of sardines, they must act quickly to prevent the fish from escaping. The boat accelerates, releasing the net at high speed while sailing in a circle, a simple but effective method to trap the fish. Once the captain is confident the sardines are surrounded, a winch tightens the rope, closing the net and capturing hundreds of sardines. However, the net is often too heavy to lift onto the boat all at once, so smaller nets are used to transfer the sardines by hand. This process only takes a few minutes. The next step is to transport the fish to shore while they are still fresh. Meeting the global demand for canned sardines requires industrial-scale operations. Once at the port, the ships are unloaded and the sardines are transferred to refrigerated trucks, which transport them to fish processing plants. At the canning plant, nearly 1 million sardines are processed each day, ensuring a steady supply to meet worldwide demand. Packaging fish on such a large scale requires modern machinery and a team of about 800 people. Sardines arrive at the factory just a few hours after being caught to ensure maximum freshness. Unloading happens quickly because the factory aims to process the fish within 5 hours to deliver the highest quality to consumers. The process begins with the freshly caught sardines being placed in a vat of ice water to keep them fresh. The temperature of the fish is maintained below a specific level to preserve their quality. Next, the sardines are moved along a conveyor belt filled with fresh water for further processing. Coarse salt is added to improve their texture and consistency. Workers then clean the fish by rinsing them with seawater before placing them into cans. The cans, open at the bottom and facing upward, travel along a conveyor belt to a workstation. Here, they are filled manually to minimize the risk of foreign objects entering the cans. Workers ensure each can contains the right amount of sardines. Within minutes, the fish are already canned. To guarantee the correct weight, each can is individually weighed, and adjustments are made if necessary. Once filled, the open cans move to the cooking phase. Since the sardines are canned raw, they must be cooked to prevent spoilage before reaching the consumer. The cans themselves act as cooking vessels. They are placed into giant ovens where they are steamed at 100 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. After cooking, a worker turns the cans over and places them onto another conveyor belt. At this stage, the batch moves on to heavy machinery for the next steps in production. The cooked sardines are carefully arranged in a single row and dipped in olive oil. The cans are filled to capacity, and any excess oil is removed. A machine then places and seals the lids under pressure, creating a vacuum-packed seal. Although the cans are sealed and filled, they are still covered in oil. To address this, they are cleaned and sterilized. The cans pass through a machine that washes them with 90 degrees Celsius water, leaving them spotless. Next, the cans are sterilized in autoclaves, using steam at 110 degrees Celsius for an hour and a half to eliminate any microorganisms. Once sterilized, the cans are packaged and ready to be shipped worldwide. And here we have an ice cream sandwich factory. In the assembly line, the ice cream is dispensed onto one cookie layer using automated machinery. Another cookie is placed on top, forming the sandwich. The sandwiches are then passed through a pressing machine to ensure uniform size and shape. Next, the sandwiches are flash frozen to maintain their structure and texture. Finally, they are individually wrapped, boxed, and stored in cold storage. This factory in the Netherlands produces thousands of syrup waffles daily. Eggs are a versatile ingredient used in various industries, from bakeries and pastry shops to pasta factories. Need to separate egg whites from yolks. This machine can accomplish this at a speed of 220 eggs per hour. For sorting eggs, the MT8 machine excels with 12 brushes and the ability to adjust the ideal temperature between 40 degrees Celsius and 55 degrees Celsius. This machine designed to wash, sort, and separate egg whites from yolks with remarkable efficiency, processing up to 25,600 eggs per hour. Nescafé is made through a detailed process that transforms coffee beans into instant coffee. It starts with selecting high-quality coffee beans, usually a blend of Arabica and Robusta, are sourced from various regions. The beans are carefully selected based on flavor profiles, aroma, and quality. The beans are roasted to specific temperatures to develop the desired flavor and aroma. The degree of roasting varies depending on the final product, such as dark roast or medium roast. After roasting, the beans are finely ground to increase the surface area, which aids in extracting coffee essence during brewing. The ground coffee is brewed in large industrial machines, similar to how coffee is made at home, but on a much larger scale. This process extracts the rich flavors and essential oils from the coffee grounds. The brewed coffee is concentrated by evaporating some of the water content, resulting in a thicker coffee solution. The concentrated coffee is dried to create instant coffee granules or powder. Two main drying methods are used. The coffee solution is sprayed into a stream of hot air, causing the water to evaporate and leaving behind fine coffee powder. The coffee solution is frozen, then water is removed through sublimation, preserving the aroma and flavor. Finally, the dried coffee granules are sealed in airtight packaging to ensure freshness. Over 12 billion Choco Pies have been sold globally, reflecting their immense popularity. The process of making Choco Pie begins with preparing the soft, sponge-like cakes that form the base and top layers. A batter is mixed using flour, eggs, sugar, and other essential ingredients before being baked into perfectly uniform round cake pieces. The marshmallow filling, which gives Choco Pie its signature softness, is prepared by whipping sugar, gelatin, and water into a fluffy consistency. This filling is carefully piped onto one of the cake layers. The second cake layer is then placed on top, forming a sandwich-like structure with marshmallow in the center. The next step involves coating the assembled cakes in a layer of rich chocolate. The chocolate is melted and evenly applied through an enrobing process, ensuring each Choco Pie is completely covered. After coating, the pies are cooled to allow the chocolate to set, giving them their glossy appearance and firm exterior. Finally, the Choco Pies undergo quality checks to ensure consistency in taste, texture, and appearance before being individually packaged. And here, let's take a look at the production of mango juice in this factory. It begins with sourcing ripe, high-quality mangoes from farms. Upon arrival at the factory, the mangoes are thoroughly washed to remove dirt and impurities. Next, the mangoes are peeled and de-seeded by hand or using automated machines. The extracted mango pulp is then passed through a pulping machine to ensure a smooth and consistent texture. The pulp is filtered to remove any remaining fibers or impurities. The filtered pulp is blended with water, sugar, and preservatives according to the desired juice recipe. Some factories may add natural flavor enhancers or vitamins to enrich the juice. Finally, the juice is poured into sterilized bottles, sealed, labeled, and packaged for distribution. This ensures a refreshing, safe product for consumers worldwide. Now, let's shift gears to this ice cream factory. It all begins with preparing the base mixture, typically consisting of milk, cream, sugar, and stabilizers. These ingredients are blended together to create a smooth and uniform mixture. For flavored ice creams, additional ingredients like vanilla, chocolate, or fruit purees are added at this stage. The mixture is then pasteurized by heating it to kill harmful bacteria, ensuring safety and extending shelf life. After pasteurization, the mixture is homogenized to break down fat molecules, creating a creamy texture. It is then rapidly cooled and aged for several hours to enhance flavor and improve its consistency. Once the base is ready, it is transferred to a freezing machine where it is churned while being rapidly cooled. This process incorporates air, giving the ice cream its light, smooth texture. At this point, mix-ins like chocolate chips, nuts, or swirls of caramel are added for variety. The partially frozen ice cream is then packaged and hardened at very low temperatures to achieve the desired firmness. Finally, it is stored and distributed ready to delight customers with its rich and refreshing taste. Have you ever wondered how your favorite cookies are mass-produced in a factory? It all starts with choosing the finest ingredients. Factories use high-quality flour, sugar, butter, and other essentials in bulk. These are precisely measured using automated systems to ensure consistency in every batch. In industrial mixers, the dough is created. The mixing process is carefully controlled to ensure the perfect blend of wet and dry ingredients. Once the dough is ready, it's transferred to specialized machines designed to shape the cookies. Whether it's traditional round cookies or fun shapes, the dough is rolled, cut, or pressed into molds. The shapes then move along the conveyor belt, ready for the next step in the journey. Next comes the most crucial part: baking. The shaped dough travels into large commercial ovens, where temperatures are perfectly regulated to bake the cookies evenly. These ovens can handle thousands of cookies at once. As the cookies bake, their flavors are sealed and their textures come to life, whether crispy or chewy. It all depends on precise timing and temperature control. Once the cookies come out of the oven, they're sent to a cooling area. This helps them set, ensuring that they maintain their structure and don't crumble when packaged. Each cookie undergoes strict quality checks to make sure it's up to standard before heading to the packaging line. Now that the cookies are cool, it's time to pack them up. Advanced packaging machines quickly and efficiently wrap the cookies, ensuring they remain fresh and undamaged during transportation. And here we have a Lollipop Factory that show how this sweet and colorful treats are manufactured. It all starts with a blend of the main ingredients, sugar, water, and corn syrup, that give lollipops their sweet and chewy texture. The ingredients are mixed in large kettles and heated until the mixture reaches extremely high temperatures. After the flavoring, the hot candy mixture is poured onto cooling tables where it begins to set. Once the candy is ready, it's fed through machines that portion it into individual lollipop shapes. These machines cut the candy into precise pieces and press sticks into each one. The candy quickly cools and hardens, securing the stick in place. After the lollipops are fully set, they move on to the wrapping station. Automated wrapping machines package each lollipop in colorful, protective wrappers. Finally, each lollipop passes through a quality control check, where the perfect lollipops are boxed and prepared for distribution to stores ready to be enjoyed. Next up, let's take a look on how instant noodles are manufactured. It all starts with mixing wheat flour, water, and sometimes seasoning to create the dough. This dough is mixed and kneaded to the perfect texture for noodles. The dough is then rolled into thin sheets and fed through machines that cut it into long noodle strands. These strands are formed into the familiar curly shape, which helps the noodles cook evenly. Once cut, the noodles go through a steaming process to partially cook them. Steaming helps retain their shape and prepares them for the next steps. The noodles are cooled and placed into packages along with flavor packets containing seasonings. The packaging is then sealed to keep the noodles fresh until they're ready to be enjoyed. Next up, let's take a closer look at the process of making French fries. It starts with choosing high-quality potatoes, often starchy varieties like russet or Idaho, ideal for frying due to their low moisture content. The potatoes are washed thoroughly to remove dirt, then peeled and cut into uniform strips. Consistent size ensures even cooking. After cutting, the potato strips are rinsed in cold water to remove excess starch, which helps prevent them from sticking together and enhances their crispiness. Next, the potatoes are blanched by briefly boiling or frying at a lower temperature. This step softens the interior and partially cooks the fries. After blanching, the fries are drained and cooled, often being frozen for storage in commercial production. Freezing also helps develop a better texture during final frying. In large-scale production, quality control checks ensure uniformity in texture, taste, and appearance before packaging for distribution or serving to customers. And here we have a chocolate bar's factory. The process of making Reese's peanut butter cups involves combining rich chocolate and creamy peanut butter to create the iconic treat. It begins with preparing the peanut butter filling. A mixture of roasted peanuts, sugar, salt, and stabilizers is blended into a creamy but slightly gritty consistency. In the production line, specially designed molds are filled with a layer of melted chocolate to create the cup's base and edges. The molds are then cooled to harden the chocolate, forming a sturdy foundation for the filling. Finally, the Reese's peanut butter cups are removed from the molds, wrapped in distinctive packaging and subjected to quality checks. Afterward, they are boxed Now, let's dive into the process of making banana chips in factory. It begins with selecting raw bananas, typically green plantains, which are firm and less sweet than ripe bananas. The bananas are sourced from local farms and transported to the factory for processing. The first step in the factory process is washing the bananas thoroughly to remove dirt and any residues. After cleaning, the bananas are peeled mechanically. Large-scale banana peeling machines are used to remove the tough skin without damaging the fruit inside. Next, the peeled bananas are sliced into uniform thin rounds. This is done using high-speed slicing machines that ensure consistent thickness. Once sliced, the banana rounds are deep fried in large industrial fryers. The oil used for frying is typically heated to around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. The fryer is designed to maintain a consistent temperature and evenly cook the chips. The banana slices are fried in batches, ensuring they turn golden brown and crispy without absorbing excess oil. After frying, the chips are drained to remove any excess oil and then passed through a seasoning machine. Here, the chips are evenly coated with salt or other spices depending on the desired flavor. Finally, the banana chips are packaged in airtight bags to preserve freshness and prevent them from becoming stale. Haribo candies are produced in factories using a combination of traditional methods and modern technology. The process begins with the careful selection of ingredients, such as sugar, gelatin, glucose syrup, flavorings, and food colorings. Once the ingredients are gathered, they are mixed together in large vats to create the candy mixture. The mixture is then heated to a precise temperature to ensure it reaches the correct consistency. Different flavors and colors are added at this stage to create the variety of Haribo candies available on the market. The next step in the process is shaping the candies. The warm candy mixture is poured into molds that give the candies their iconic shapes, such as bears, worms, or rings. The molds are carefully designed to ensure each candy is uniform in size and shape. After the candies have been shaped, they are cooled and allowed to set. This process can take several hours, depending on the type of candy being produced. Once the candies have set, they are removed from the molds and sent to the packaging area. In the packaging area, the candies are sorted and packaged into the familiar bags or boxes. The packaging is designed to keep the candies fresh and protect them during transportation. Labels are added to the packaging to provide important information such as ingredients, expiration dates, and nutritional content. Quality control is a crucial part of the manufacturing process at Haribo factories. Samples of candies are regularly taken from the production line and tested to ensure they meet the company's high standards. Lipton has been at the forefront of tea production for over a century. The process of making Lipton tea bags starts with carefully selected tea leaves, harvested from tea estates around the world, including India, Kenya, and Sri Lanka. The leaves are hand-picked at their peak for optimal flavor. Once the tea leaves are picked, they are transported to the factory where they undergo a precise drying process. The leaves are withered, rolled, oxidized, and dried to lock in their flavor. This process transforms the fresh tea leaves into the black, green, or herbal teas we know, with each variety processed differently to achieve unique flavors. Once dried, the tea is blended according to Lipton's carefully crafted recipes. Expert tea tasters ensure that each blend meets the brand's high standards for flavor and consistency. The tea is then placed into bags made of heat-sealed, biodegradable materials. Each tea bag contains just the right amount of tea for a perfect brew. After bagging, the tea bags are packed into Lipton's iconic yellow boxes. Throughout the process, rigorous quality control checks are carried out to ensure each tea bag delivers a consistent, flavorful cup of tea. And here, let's explore the journey of making guacamole and how avocados are processed in factory. With over 10 million tons enjoyed globally each year, much of it in guacamole and avocado-based sauces. In the US, over 500,000 tons of these products are consumed annually, with nearly half imported from Mexico. Avocado cultivation thrives in regions with favorable climates such as Mexico, California, and South America. Trees are grown in well-drained soils with ample sunlight, proper irrigation, and pest control. Once ripe, avocados are carefully harvested by hand or machinery to preserve quality. After collection, the fruits are swiftly transported to processing plants, where advanced technology ensures efficiency and quality. Processing begins with cleaning and inspecting avocados for contaminants. Automated systems sort and grade fruits based on size and quality. Perfect fruits are packed for sale, while others are designated for guacamole production. High-quality avocados are ripened in chambers, peeled, pitted, and transformed into a smooth paste mixed with ingredients like onion, tomato, cilantro, lemon juice, and spices. Guacamole is vacuum-packed and sealed to ensure freshness and extended shelf life before being labeled and distributed to supermarkets. Innovations in processing and sustainability enhance efficiency while reducing waste. Few foods have achieved the iconic status of Nutella, a velvety chocolate hazelnut spread that has captured the hearts of millions around the world. The process of making Nutella begins with the extraction of cocoa powder from cocoa beans, which are harvested from cocoa trees in West Africa and left to dry for about 10 days. Typically, cocoa beans contain approximately 50% cocoa butter. To reduce the beans into a liquid form, they are roasted, and the cocoa butter is often extracted for use in other chocolate products. The next key ingredient is hazelnuts, which are inspected to ensure they meet high-quality standards. The hazelnuts used in Nutella come from orchards primarily found in Mediterranean climates and various parts of the world, including Turkey, Italy, Chile, and the USA. Turkey's Black Sea region is the world's largest producer of hazelnuts. The hazelnut harvest takes place between the beginning of August and the end of September. To ensure a consistent supply of fresh and quality hazelnuts, cultivation also occurs in countries in the Southern Hemisphere, providing an additional harvest between February and March. Once roasted, the hazelnuts are combined with pure cocoa powder, skimmed milk, and sugar. These ingredients are blended into a smooth paste and prepared for packaging. According to the company, approximately 50 hazelnuts can be found in each jar of Nutella. This ensures that every jar is uniform in both look and taste. From summer barbecues through bonfire night, hot dogs will never go out of style. From German origin, it has become internationally popular, especially in the United States. Hot dog manufacturing is a multi-step process that starts with the selection of premium ingredients and ends with packaging the finished product for delivery. The first step in making hot dogs is selecting the meat. The majority of hot dogs are composed of a blend of beef, chicken, or pig. Usually, the high-fat content of the meat used to make hot dogs contributes to their juicy and flavorful taste. Once the meat is selected, it is ground up and mixed with different herbs and spices to create the signature flavor of the hot dog. Seasonings including garlic, paprika, coriander, salt, and pepper. In order to extend the hot dog's shelf life, some manufacturers additionally include preservatives and curing chemicals. After the meat is seasoned, it is stuffed into casings, which are usually composed of synthetic materials or natural animal intestines. The casings keep the meat mixture together while cooking and help give hot dogs shape. Once the hot dogs are formed, they are cooked in a smokehouse to give them their signature smoky flavor. The hot dogs have a rich, savory flavor because they are usually smoked using a mix of wood chips and liquid smoke. After cooking, the hot dogs are cooled and then packaged for distribution. There are several ways to package hot dogs, such as vacuum-sealed bags, jars, or cans. Additionally, some producers wrap each hot dog in a single plastic wrapper to make consuming them on the run simple. Before the hot dogs are shipped out to stores, they go through a number of quality control inspections to ensure that they meet safety and quality standards. This can involve looking for pollutants or extraneous objects in the hot dogs, as well as testing for pathogens like Salmonella and E. coli. In addition to traditional hot dogs, some manufacturers also produce a variety of specialty hot dogs, such as turkey dogs, veggie dogs, and gourmet hot dogs with unique flavor combinations. These specialty hot dogs are made using similar processes to the traditional ones, but may include different ingredients and seasonings to cater to specific dietary preferences. The factory has the capacity to produce 5,000 hot dogs per day, supplying local restaurants with 250 hot dogs daily when in operation. And the factory operates 300 days a year. Every great jam begins with one key ingredient: fresh and ripe strawberries. But before these berries become a sweet spread, they first need to be carefully harvested. Strawberry plants are typically hand-picked to ensure the berries remain in perfect condition for jam production. Each berry is inspected to ensure only the best are selected, as high-quality fruit is essential for making the finest jam. Once picked, the strawberries are quickly transported to the factory where the process begins. Trucks loaded with strawberries arrive at the factory daily, ensuring a constant supply of fresh fruit. Upon arrival, the strawberries are immediately inspected for quality. Only the best, ripest strawberries make it past this point, as quality control is critical to producing a delicious jam. The first step inside the factory is washing the strawberries. Automated systems use high-pressure water jets to wash the fruit, removing any dirt, pesticides, or other contaminants. After washing, the strawberries pass through a sorting machine. Here, they are graded by size and ripeness. Any berries that don't meet the factory's standards are removed, leaving only the best strawberries to move on to the next step. Next, the strawberries are prepared for cooking. Machines automatically hull the berries, removing the green tops, and then slice them into smaller pieces. This ensures that the strawberries cook evenly during the jam-making process. The prepared fruit is then moved into large vats, ready for the next stage. The key ingredients in strawberry jam are, of course, strawberries, sugar, and pectin. In this step, the sliced strawberries are placed into large industrial cookers. Sugar is added in specific amounts to not only sweeten the mixture, but also to act as a natural preservative. Pectin, a naturally occurring thickening agent, is then added. This helps the jam achieve its characteristic texture, allowing it to set properly. The mixture is slowly heated, allowing the strawberries to release their juices and break down. As the fruit cooks, it begins to blend with the sugar and pectin, creating the base of the jam. This stage requires precision. The temperature and cooking time are closely monitored to ensure the jam thickens just right, without burning or losing flavor. While the jam is cooking, regular quality checks are carried out. Factory workers take samples from the vats to test the jam's consistency, sweetness, and flavor. If the jam isn't thick enough, additional pectin may be added to achieve the right texture. Meanwhile, the glass jars that will hold the jam are being prepared. Sterilization is a critical step to ensure that the jam remains fresh for a long time. The jars are heated to high temperatures in large ovens, which kill any bacteria or germs that may be present. This ensures the jam stays uncontaminated and has a longer shelf life. Once the jam reaches the perfect consistency and the jars are sterilized, it's time to fill them. This step is fully automated. The jam is still hot when it's poured into the jars, which helps create a tight seal when the lids are added. The filling machines are extremely precise, ensuring that each jar gets the exact right amount of jam. Immediately after filling, the jars are sealed with metal lids. These lids form a vacuum seal as the jam cools, locking in freshness. Here, each jar receives its label, complete with details like the flavor, brand, and expiration date. Once labeled, the jars are ready for packaging. With the jam packed and sealed, the final step is packaging. The jars are packed into boxes and prepared for shipment. Whether destined for local supermarkets or international markets, these jars of jam are now ready to be distributed and enjoyed by customers around the world. M&M's is the world's favorite candy. In addition to being popular amongst children and adults alike, it's pretty amazing how much time and energy goes into making just one little piece of candy, and yet it's still so delicious. If you're a fan of M&M's candy, you'll enjoy this video that goes behind the scenes and shows you how 400 million M&M's are produced every day and the different ingredients that go into it and how it is made in the factory. Additionally, we will show the factory process used to create other different candies like Haribo and gummy worms. The process of making M&M's begins with the selection of high-quality ingredients, including cocoa beans, sugar, milk, and a variety of flavorings and colors. These ingredients are carefully measured and mixed in large industrial mixers to create the perfect chocolatey base for the candies. Once the chocolate mixture is ready, it is poured into small, round molds to create the iconic M&M shape. The molds are then cooled to allow the chocolate to harden and set properly. Once the chocolate shells are formed, they are removed from the molds and transferred to a coating machine. In the coating machine, the chocolate shells are coated with a colored candy shell that gives M&M's their signature crunch and vibrant colors. The shells are repeatedly coated with layers of colored candy to achieve the desired thickness and durability. After the candy shells have been coated, they are polished in a tumbling machine to give them a smooth and glossy finish. This step also helps to remove any imperfections and ensure a consistent appearance across all the candies. Once the candies are polished, they are sorted by color and size to ensure uniformity in each bag of M&M's. The candies are then packaged in bags or containers and prepared for distribution to stores around the world. Throughout the entire production process, quality control measures are in place to ensure that every M&M's meets the brand's strict standards for taste, texture, and appearance. This attention to detail and commitment to quality is what has made M&M's a beloved treat for generations. They are known for their iconic red and yellow packages, which are designed to look like the iconic M. The brand also has many other flavors available, such as green, orange, purple, and more. On an average day, the M&M's factories produces over 400 million of colorful chocolate candies. The exact number may change based on factors like production capacity and demand. However, it is estimated that millions of M&M's are made each day to supply the global market. This high volume of production requires precision machinery, skilled workers, and strict quality control measures to ensure that every M&M's candy meets the company's standards. Honey production is a blend of traditional beekeeping practices and modern technology that involves several key steps and processes to ensure high quality and efficient production. The journey of honey begins in the beehives, where bees collect nectar from flowers and transform it into honey. Beekeepers monitor the hives to ensure the bees are healthy and productive. Once the bees have filled the honeycomb cells with honey and capped them with beeswax, the honeycomb frames are carefully removed from the hives. This is typically done using a gentle smoking process, which calms the bees and allows the beekeeper to work without disturbing them. The first step, the factory, is to remove the thin layer of beeswax that seals the honey inside the comb. This process, called uncapping, can be done using special uncapping machines or manually with a heated knife. The beeswax collected during uncapping is often used to make products like candles or cosmetics. Once the honeycomb is uncapped, the frames are placed into a honey extractor. This is a machine that spins the frames at high speeds, using centrifugal force to extract the honey from the comb without damaging it. The extracted honey is passed through filter to remove impurities such as bits of wax, bee parts, or other debris. Once processed, the honey is pumped into jars, bottles, or other containers. Automated filling machines ensure that each container is filled to the correct level, and then they are sealed to maintain freshness.